are now profit are married to dope.
The easiest way to make money on YouTube now is to be black and be a conservative and say negative things about black people. So there's all sorts of black conservative commentators. Give him life. He's a killer. Maybe. So a sad state of affairs. Everyone's profiting off of it. What do you guys think?
Yo, what's going on, America and the rest of the world? Xander J. Hobson here, comedian, director and producer of boxing documentaries and children, to those who need children. This is another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Artist Movement. Folks, do me a favor, because I'm trying to grow the platform. Subscribe, like this video, share it, and by all means, leave a comment in the comments section, because I enjoy checking out the feedback from these videos that I make, as well as exchanging opinions and points of views with you all.
Tonight we have new information from the deadly stabbing at a high school track meet.
Anthony pulled a knife from the bag and stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest. The murder suspect.
See, think about this. They say it was raining, so he went under the tent. The tent clearly, this is the crazy thing. The tent clearly shows a team or a group of people that is not your team or your group of people. The entitlement that some people feel is insane. Even if it's raining, nobody owes you anything.
So when you see a 17-year-old kid enact enormous amount of brutality in a quick amount of time, like, where does that come from? Where does that come from? Because look, let's go ahead and assume that this story is true with what the Twitter handle is saying, and saying that the twins tried to jump him, right? Stabbing? Why do you have a knife at a track meet, dude?
So anyway, I've been closely following the Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony tragedy. This incident has divided America, and people have circled the wagons around their opposing camps. The black people on this side, the white people on this side, and a bunch of people in the middle. Now, you have a lot of blacks who have huddled up with the white camp.
Austin Metcalf, you see the boy in Frisco stabbed to death by Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, my heart goes out to the family. They trying to make this a race issue, and this is a right or wrong issue.
Okay, real quick. I like where you're going on this, because, well, what do you think's going to happen in this Austin Metcalf thing?
Metcalf had to go look. No, that boy going to jail.
Carmelo Anthony's going to go to jail.
Carmelo going to jail.
And please understand, there's nothing wrong with how anyone feels about this. Okay, people have a right to feel how they feel, and we would like to believe that this is not about race, but unfortunately, it always comes down to race. Because if you have two people of different races get into a conflict, guess what? The Chinese are going to side with the Chinese, and the Irish are going to side with the Irish. The Indians are going to side with the Indians, and the Arabs are going to side with the Arabs. Black people are the only ones expected not to side with their own. And I don't understand why it's like that, because it's not like that with anyone else. But nevertheless, I was watching my main man, Al Prophet, American Dope, and he said something that resonated with me. There is a lot of money in being a black conservative and going against your own people. You know, often enough, I be thinking that it's just me, because I say to myself, surely that person cannot feel like that. Surely that individual, when I say that individual, that person, I'm talking about a black man or woman, I'm saying to myself, they have to see the discrepancy. But again, as Al Prophet pointed out, it is profitable to go against your own as a black man or woman. So now I realize that I'm not crazy, because again, when it comes to this situation with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, it should be simple to anyone. And simple being, you don't put your hands on someone you don't know. Point blank, period. But when I see black people behaving as if they don't understand what it's like to be oppressed as a black person, to be treated unfairly as a black person, I have to scratch my head a little bit. But now, when I realize they are being financially motivated to go against your own, it makes sense to me. I can't really get a boost on YouTube. I believe wholeheartedly that I'm being shadow banned as a result of my pro-black content. But now to hear a big time blogger like Our Prophet say it is profitable to go against your own people, it at least makes sense to me now.
The easiest way to make money on YouTube now is to be black and be a conservative and say negative things about black people. So there's all sorts of black conservative commentators. Give him life. He's a killer. So a sad state of affairs. Everyone's profiting off of it. What do you guys think?
Now, a lot of the black bloggers who have taken this position against Carmelo Anthony, these guys don't have squeaky clean hands. Charleston White, Brandon Tatum, Myron Gaines, Anton Daniels. Let's start with Anton Daniels. Now, I like Anton. Anton, out of all of the people I named, I follow Anton the most. Now, there was a video out there with Anton Daniels getting into it with a white guy. Now, this white guy was behaving aggressively against Anton Daniels, pretty much in the same nature that Austin Metcalf was being aggressive toward Carmelo Anthony. Now, Anton handled the matter like the true professional and diplomatic person that he is. But nevertheless, he still had an incident with this man. Now, I've been looking for that video for this video, and it seems as though that video has disappeared. And maybe Anton Daniels, through his influence, had the video removed. But there was footage out there with Anton Daniels going back and forth with this old white man. And now it disappeared. And I said that to say this. Anton, is really easy to get up here and say what Carmelo Anthony should have done. When you, Anton, when you were faced with that situation with that old white man, you were getting a little bit sassy with that guy. And you didn't handle the matter as diplomatic that you suggested that a 17-year-old man should have. Anton, you're a full-grown man. And when that man was talking slick to you and getting up in your face and all of that, you didn't practice any of the stuff that you preached when it came to Carmelo Anthony.
If he was so afraid and it wasn't premeditated, because that's what it's looking like, why are you sitting in the opposing team's seats waiting for a confrontation with a knife in your backpack and you have never alerted the authorities? And it's 100% right.
Another individual who was talking really slick and greasy was Myron Gaines. Now, Myron Gaines is an Arab, and I expect the type of venom that comes out of the mouth of a Myron Gaines. Now, Myron, you may be an Arab, but you are still an African. And Arabs are nothing more than Africans. So you got some black in you, Myron, even though you try to behave like you don't. No, Arabs and Africans, they are the same people. You guys are just a little bit lighter, but believe me, Myron, you are black, okay? But I said all that to say this. Myron Gaines is another guy that took this self-righteous approach. He was suggesting that Carmelo Anthony, at 17 years old, should have been a little bit more diplomatic against Austin Metcalf. Myron Gaines even going as far as to suggest, even though there was a possibility that Carmelo Anthony was jumped, he still shouldn't have stabbed the guy. Now, is that right, Myron? Well, when the guy came to your studio, you pulled a gun on him, Myron. Did you have to pull a gun on the man? Let's check that out real quick.
We're doing a show, bro.
So step the fuck outside court, fresh. So now we know.
Yep.
Now we know Myron Gaines is a bitch.
do on the show, bro?
So step the fuck outside, you old.
All right, come on in.
Who's running your fucking mouth, right?
Come on in, bro.
What you want me to come in?
in.
Because you're a fucking pussy snitch.
Okay, exactly.
You're a police calling ass snitch.
Exactly. That's why you're coming in.
The world knows.
Don't do it, man.
The world knows.
Allende.
I will preach. You ain't gotta worry about the
Yep. You're literally trying. Yo, you're committing a crime right now, bro.
Look.
You're committing a crime right now, bro.
You got a rapist talk about crimes.
Oh shit.
You got a rapist talk about crimes.
Look at this guy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I wish a motherfucker would come to my door. I wish a motherfucker would come to my door. Myron's a we all know.
Come on in, man. Come on in, then.
You got a gun?
Come on in, bro.
I'm afraid of a gun.
Okay, come on in.
Just need a gun for it ain't.
Come on in, then.
Remember
Come on in.
Now, Myron, I must confess, I like how you handled that. You stood your ground and you warned the guy not to come into your studio, and you exercised a considerable amount of restraint. And I got a lot of respect for that. But Myron, as you were standing there looking at that guy, I'm willing to bet as a black man, you wasn't willing to take a risk of actually shooting that guy. That's why you kept trying to de-escalate it, because you know, as a black man, you would have been in a lot of trouble. Even if you would have got off, Myron, you would have still had to pay a whole lot of money to a lawyer just to get out of that. So again, Myron, you laid down a lot of rules and you acted outraged because Carmelo Anthony had to defend himself after being assaulted. But here it is, we got footage of you, Myron, pulling a gun on the guy.
Come on in, man. Come on in, then.
You got a gun?
Come on in, bro.
I'm afraid of a gun.
Okay, come on in.
Just need a gun for it ain't.
Come on in, then.
Remember.
Come on in.
Then we got Brandon Tatum. And a lot of the things that Officer Tatum says, I agree with him. But guess what? I found footage of Officer Tatum behaving like a park ape. Let's check him out.
You's a bitch. You's a bitch. I caught you. Everybody on your live stream know you's a bitch. And when I see you, I'm whooping your ass. Everybody got your live stream. You want to be hood, nigga? You want to be hood? You on the phone talking shit to me, and you call me and say you apologize? When I see you, nigga, it's gonna be on. I want you to know that. Because you call me on the phone and you saying all this, and then you get on the live stream and you playing this shit.
Wow. Can you believe that? We got Officer Brandon Tatum standing there foaming at the mouth and screaming and behaving like an absolute park ape. And not only is he behaving like a park ape, he's issuing threats. Wow. All of this from the guy who said that Carmelo Anthony, who was just trying to keep from getting wet when he was sitting underneath the tent of the opposing team, and he got attacked, possibly by both of the twins. Why were you carrying a knife? Well, first of all, it really isn't against the law to carry a pocket knife. Now, I don't know what kind of knife it was, but I'm just saying for the sake of this conversation, it was a pocket knife. And here it is, Officer Tatum, you're saying that the young man should have got from underneath of the tent because he wasn't entitled to sit underneath the tent. Well, I'm not really sure what transpired between you and that individual you were yelling at, Officer Tatum, but is it really a good thing to be issuing threats? See, the bottom line is this, we're all human beings. But just like you had a moment of being a human being when you were cursing and foaming at the mouth, Officer Tatum, and issuing threats, a police officer or a former police officer who should know that issuing threats is some form of a crime. But you know how it goes, Officer Tatum. Everybody can have a moment when they're faced with the enemy or they're faced with a threat and you have a human moment and you react. That's what happened with Carmelo Anthony, but you expected him, a 17-year-old, to handle the threat of two people bearing down on him. Yet here it is, you fail at handling your situation diplomatically, and the guy that you was talking to was over the telephone or the live stream. The last individual I want to address is Charleston White. Now, Charleston White, this guy is a piece of work. And often enough, you hear Charleston White trying to play both sides of the fence. I'm just being a character. I'm just doing and saying what I'm doing because I'm trying to get the people's attention by way of shock value.
You shouldn't say that. Fuck the baby. Now who gonna do something, nigga? I'm back toting gun now. Toting gun and smoking weed. Who gonna do something about it? I said fuck the baby. I said fuck Lil Ronnie. Now which one of you niggas gonna put your life on line and come die by the baby?
And you know what? That might be so. But you know what? Charleston White puts his life in a lot of danger. And for that reason, we've seen Charleston White on YouTube with guns. We've seen him with knives, and we've seen him with all types of weapons. And you know what? We've heard about situations where Charleston White actually used these weapons. So now you expect a guy who promotes violence, who provokes people, and puts himself in a line of fire on a regular, consistent basis. Come on, Charleston. Everything that you said in regards to this Carmelo Anthony situation is hypocritical.
Kill and go to jail about my free speech.
Okay, so let's just put it like this. And I just gotta keep it funny. Look, if it's somebody that's because I don't know, I'm not Dion. You know, I can't speak for Shador, I don't believe he's married. I believe he's in a serious relationship, but can't speak for all those people. But what I can do is speak for me. And if I have an individual telling me, fuck Cam Newton, that first word that you saying, it's going to be happening.
I would love for it. Y'all sue the shit out of you, nigga, for assaulting me over my word. And you go pay.
That's cool.
That's all. I don't mind. However I get paid, I don't mind getting paid. But I'm ready to respond to whatever violence that come my way. So now, nigga.
But you gonna have to respect how what comes your way.
Nigga, I don't gotta respect nothing because I'm speaking as if I don't respect it. And I'm a little bitty nigga. I'm speaking as if I don't respect it. And I'm a little old bitty nigga. Willing to throw your life away, I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail about my free speech.
You carry weapons, Charleston, and you have used weapons in the past. But you get on here with this white fella talking about what Carmelo Anthony should have done when you yourself have not been that squeaky clean throughout your entire life. But it makes sense now.
The easiest way to make money on YouTube now is to be black and be a conservative and say negative things about black people. So there's all sorts of black conservative commentators. Give him life. He's a killer. Maybe.
And now that it makes sense, I'm done with it.